Governor Bob McDonnell wants Virginia to do more to keep prisoners from winding up back behind bars. McDonnell announced today the creation of a Prisoner Reentry Council to study ways to bring together state, private, and faith-based resources to better plan for a prisoner's reentry into society. Each year, more than 13,000 adult and juvenile offenders are released from incarceration. McDonnell said 29% of Virginia inmates commit another crime within 3 years of release. Joining us now to discuss prisoner reentry is Virginia Secretary of Public Safety, Marla Graf Decker. She will be one of the two leaders of the Reentry Council. Secretary, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Secretary Decker, the governor says the Reentry Council will identify existing barriers that impede successful transition of offenders to their communities. What barriers now exist?
Well, the issue relating to barriers has to do with the fact that state agencies are doing different things relating to prisoner reentry and programs, and if you can imagine sort of the silo effect, there's not a lot of coordination among the agencies, and there's even less coordination with localities and with other stakeholder groups such as private entities and faith-based organizations and others. And so we want to identify where these kind of barriers exist so that we can look to break them down and get more communication and collaboration.
Now, I understand some might say, how can you improve this when we're under a budget crisis? But as I understand it, there are private groups itching to help.
Absolutely. We have really been very, very energized by all of the support that we have received for this initiative. The governor rolled it out today, but we've actually been planning it for, as you might imagine, for a while since the governor came into office. And we have had a number of groups reach out to us and say, if you all do this, we're on board, we're with you. And that's the nonprofits and faith-based organizations and localities, local governments that are actually doing some prisoner reentry, sheriffs that want to help, and a number of organizations that have said, you know, we will provide volunteers, we will provide places in our programs for these folks, we will help you on looking for jobs, etc. So it's been a great response.
Now, a couple of problems involve housing and employment for ex-convicts. Can you expand on that?
Yes, the council will have a number of work groups associated with it. One that's going to be dealing specifically with the housing problem or housing issue, and another one that's going to be dealing with jobs. And then we have several others. But relating to the housing, obviously it's very important for anybody coming back out of an institution back into the community to have a place to live. Obviously, if they don't have a place to live, it makes their reintegration back into society that much more difficult, and the propensity to commit crimes again is there. So we want to address the housing issue for those who don't have a plan for when they leave, and also the employment issue. That is probably going to be one of our toughest. And there are employers out there that are looking for the type of skills that they can get from some of these folks coming out of institutions, but we just need to hook it up and make sure that we can connect with someone who is willing to hire someone coming out of a correctional facility.
All right, well, it looks like a big challenge ahead, and Virginia Secretary of Public Safety, Marla Graf Decker, I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Bob.
All right.